Going through a spiritual awakening can be one of the most illuminating and uplifting experiences as a human, but that does not mean it does not come with its hardships too. Spiritual awakening is a process of confronting our illusions and the overall illusory nature of our existence. We will meet our positive aspects, our negative aspects, and everything in between. Now, a spiritual awakening is about getting to know ourselves on the deepest level. Even though I'm going to try my best to summarize a spiritual awakening for those getting onto the path or who need some clarity, you should know it does not happen as a simple step by step process. We are always coming back to solidify what we have learned in order to embody these spiritual concepts more deeply. However, we can gain a lot of peace knowing that what we are going through is not unusual, that there is a way forward, and that millions of people are experiencing the same thing. Now, before we dive into the different stages of a spiritual awakening, let's talk about what a spiritual awakening actually is. A spiritual awakening, put simply, is coming to realize that you are more than the physical, that you have a spirit, and then further along, that you are a spiritual being. The reason awakenings are often so abrupt and earth shattering is because they come in direct contradiction to what we think we know or what we have been led to believe is truth. We experience a battle between mind and heart. It's like being waken up from a deep dream or foggy state of mind. A spiritual awakening brings into questions our entire identity and way of being. We might feel incredibly unsatisfied, uncertain, and lonely from this place we dig for purpose. Spiritual awakening is getting in touch with a different way of perceiving or interacting with reality, an experiential one. Awakening can be very logical in fashion, but it also brings about a new way of processing things. You cannot deny what you're feeling in your gut, the visceral experiences you're having, and the ways you can hear your intuition. Sometimes awakenings come about as a result of a drastic life change that brings into question our priorities. This could be a sudden shift in employment or lifestyle, a heartbreak, a grief, or a complete apathy towards our everyday routines. Other times, we simply cannot ignore that sense in the back of our minds that something is missing, and knowing that won't go away and that we can no longer suppress. Awakening comes about when staying in ignorance is no longer an option. It just makes sense to confront what we are feeling into. Now, when we talk about awakening, it's important to realize that we are not talking about finding our soul.